Good morning, it's Nancy from Our Sidetrack Life. Thanks for joining me today. Do you ever just feel stressed and tired when you wake up, even though you've had a good night's sleep? And unfortunately, that stress stays with you and is there all day. In fact, it might even get worse as the day goes on. Well, today I want to suggest some very simple things you can do to incorporate that will help you transform your morning. And it is all about you. So let's get started. Now, you've probably heard that having a regular morning routine is very beneficial and linked to positive health outcomes, not only for adults, but of course for our children. And we know how important routine is and rhythm is for our children, but sometimes we forget that about ourselves. Your morning can serve as an anchor time. If we want to think of it as kind of this one time in the day, especially that you have no other distractions, nothing has influenced you yet, you're waking up, this is a fresh, new, good morning, just because it's brand new. So the good news is you're more likely, if you wake up in that state and have a good morning routine, and you are calm and enter that day in a calm state, you will continue to experience that same state as you move through your day. And you can also create other anchor points during your day. One of them might even be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those are easy anchor points to set. And that's when we can reset and reground if we need to as well, and reconnect with ourselves and our family. So where do we start? Well, before we can think about what kind of a morning routine we want, we need to think about the night before. Your body needs a regular sleep schedule to repair and rejuvenate, to be at its best. And having a regular sleep schedule has been linked to better health, not only physically, but of course mentally. I don't know about you, but if I get about less than 5 hours of sleep, I'm more irritable. My body kind of has these aches and pains that I normally don't have, and I can't think straight. And so I need to have that regular 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Usually mine's around 7. So getting that little of sleep is just not good for anyone. So we need to start the night before. How do we do that? Some quick tips, because I do have a video that I'm recording about how to set up a good sleep routine and nighttime routine. But let me go over some real quick tips if you're having trouble with that. So staying hydrated during the day, eating things that are healthier for you and won't cause like stomach upset and keep you up all night, very helpful. Also, of course, caffeine, watch the caffeine. Some of us can't even have caffeine past noon because it will affect our sleep. So just be aware of that and pay attention to it in your own body. We want to be moving our body during the day, exerting our body, getting those stress hormones moving out and the adrenaline in, so that our body then during the day has that exercise and movement and kind of makes us more tired during the end of our day. Now, some people like to exercise in the evening, and I think that works really well. Just don't do it so close to bedtime, because when you exercise, it really raises your heart rate and gets you woken up. So think about when that will work best for you. We don't want to have electronics on. In fact, I would recommend just putting electronics completely away and out of your bedroom space. About 1 to 2 hours. Some research says 2 hours. But 1 hour is usually what you hear. Just don't have it on 1 hour before you have lights out. So when you're going to turn off your lights, that is really helpful. It just helps our brain shut down and start to get ready for bed. The other thing is, make sure your environment is really restful and calm. And that could mean, music, nice and soothing music. The lights are turned down lower. This is a really good tip for children. If you notice that they're just ramped up and have a lot of energy at bedtime, don't forget to do all the things that I just mentioned before, but also in the evening, turning the lights down, maybe around, if your children are going to bed in an hour, turning those lights down, just getting the house cozy, dark, restful. Make sure your bedroom also is nice and clean and sort of put away before you go to bed, so that when you're laying there, you're not thinking of all the things that you could do. And it really does help when you have those things in place and you have a nice bedtime routine that helps you ease into sleep. Now that you've had a good night's sleep, let's talk about the morning routine. When you wake up, think about how you want to feel. Some of you may want to feel more energized and like upbeat, be influenced that way. Some of us want to feel more peaceful and calm. And don't forget, whatever state you have in that morning time is usually the state you'll continue to have. So for me, I like the peaceful state and the reflective state, and I can bring that calm into my day. So I like to start with calming music, a little bit of low light, just like I did when I went to sleep. Now, big tip here, try not to listen to news. Try to not listen to news until later on in your morning. This is not a great time to listen to all the different things happening in the world, because that's just when our mind gets going, and sometimes our emotions get really, really big when it comes to some of the things that are happening in our world today. So let's leave that for later. Start with things that can make you happy, make you feel good. For me, again, music, low light. Maybe I start with a little meditation. I love my Insight app and Headspace app. They're both really awesome. They have 1-minute meditations all the way up to 60-minute meditations. I usually hover around 10 to 20-minute meditations. Sometimes I go for 30, depending on how much time I have in my morning. Some of you might have an intention that you want to focus on. Maybe you write it down in a journal and journal about how you want your day to go. Maybe you have a gratitude journal. Those are awesome ways to kind of set your mind in a healthy, calm, positive space. Now, the beauty of all of these things, you don't have to do every single one. What I want you to do is really think about what really matches how you want to feel for that day and incorporate maybe 2 or 3 of these things. And this can all be done also while you're still in bed. You can even then start moving your body in bed. I like to do stretches in bed as well. And you can just do simple hug the knees in to your chest and reach out, all stretch out, do little twists that are so nice. Just to start your body circulating and getting ready for your day. This is a great time if you have the time to incorporate your workout. Maybe it's yoga, you go for a run, you dance. This is a wonderful way to wake up. If you haven't tried it before, turn on some music in your bedroom and just get your body moving and flowing and everything kind of loosened up. I have to do my yoga or dance, something that's slower and gentle for my body in the morning. My body has a lot of body pain, so I just have to be more gentle in the morning. So think about what would work best for you. The other thing that my husband and I have been doing every morning is we take a walk and we walk the dog just around our neighborhood. It doesn't take very long. It's about a 15-minute, 20-minute walk, depending on how much time we have. But it's a wonderful way for us not only to get out in nature, outside of the house, but to connect with each other and kind of talk about our plan for the day, our schedules for the day. We've been doing that since last March, and it's been something that I have come to really love. And if you don't have a partner, you can listen to a podcast or maybe even talk to a friend, have a coffee chat in the morning with a friend, walk the dog by yourself. Anything that gets you outside of the house is wonderful. And if you can't fit that walk in that morning, do it maybe later in the morning with the whole family. We always go at lunch, and that's a really important thing. So now I want you to think about your own morning routine. Maybe get out a piece of paper, pause the video, and write down just 2 or 3 things that you can put in a 30 to 60 minute time period before the kids wake up that will help you have a great start to your morning. Go ahead and pause the video and we'll be right back. Okay, so maybe you've jotted down some ideas and you're ready to start implementing them. The reason I suggest only 2 or 3 things is that I want it to be simple enough for you to do every morning and to not feel rushed to do. And I want you to create a habit. I want this to become habitual for you. So that's just what you do in the morning. Once you get that going and it becomes a habit, then maybe you can add another thing if you really want to do some journaling in the morning. But again, it's going to depend on the ages of your children and their schedules as well. So keeping that all in mind, I hope you created a great routine for yourself. Now let's talk about how we can bring this in to our morning for our families and children and allow them to have the benefits of a peaceful start to their day. If you're distance learning or getting the kids off to school, your schedule, of course, will look a little different. So it depends on the time of everything, the timing. Just be sure you're putting in the times into your schedule so that you know when you should be done with certain things and when you need to move on to the next. After my personal time in the morning, I feel so grounded, so connected, so at peace. And I can then bring that to my children. I wake them up so gently also. Then when they're downstairs, we just are able to have breakfast together and chat about our day, get the plan for the day so they know what to expect. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about how to create a peaceful morning routine that will help you and your family all day long. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos because there will be other ones on other topics that I've mentioned. Thank you so much and have a good day. See you soon.